and how the gift of gab can help you grow your business. Now, when you hear about the Irish and the gift of gab, sometimes they say we're famous for the gift of gab because we spew out voluminous torrents of words without pausing for breath. Others, she's not even agreement here, okay? Alright? Others say that we paint evocative word pictures that has the listener crying sorrowful tears into their pint of Guinness, while in the background someone is singing Danny Boy. And of course they're doing it over tune. Others say that we're good at the gift of gab because we're good at BS. Now, as I come from an Irish business background, and BS to me means breakthrough strategy or business strategy, I'm okay with that. But the gift of gab that I would like to speak to today that will help you to keep on keeping on during our really challenging times is GAB as an acronym for Goals, Attitude, Behaviour. Goals, Attitude, Behaviour. And what I promise to you is that if you adopt and adapt this concept of goals, attitude, and behaviour, it will help you to create a better working environment. And I know employee retention is critical in your industry. It will help you to create a better customer, consumer, family environment as well. I will have people say, hey, I really enjoy working with that funeral services company. They're the company that I would recommend to anyone. So we all ready for the gift of gab then? Yeah, we ready to rock? We ready to roll? All right, bless my soul. Okay, goals, attitude, and behaviour. As an Irishman, it won't surprise anyone here to know that I'm a very keen consumer of a famous black drink. All right? There are a few things in life that give me greater pleasure than going to my local establishment, ordering my favourite beverage, waiting patiently for that drink to be poured, and then, as I watch this creamy head settle over this black drink, God, I'm getting thirsty here, I tell you. Right? I often pause and ponder and wonder why this drink has become so world famous. And as I'm sure everyone here will appreciate, I am of course speaking about Starbucks coffee. Yeah, it's disbelieving. Look, the reason I wanted to mention Starbucks for a couple of seconds though is I want to just tell you a little anecdote about Starbucks and Howard Schultz, who was the driving force behind Starbucks. And just over one generation ago, Howard Schultz came to Chicago to open the first Starbucks unit outside of the Seattle area. He was walking the streets of Chicago with a business colleague of his, and he extolled what I would call as a clear goal and vision. That's what I want to talk about during this session. The goals you have for your business and the vision you have for your business. Howard Schultz extolled a clear goal and vision when he was walking the streets of Chicago with a business colleague, and he said, in 5 years' time, everyone on this street will be walking around with a Starbucks cup in their hand. In 5 years' time, everyone in this street will be walking around with a Starbucks cup in their hand. Now, Howard Schultz had that clear goal and vision at a time when hardly anyone in the Chicagoland or in the United States would have been aware of Starbucks. He had that clear goal and vision at a time when cash was so tiny he was not even taking the salary out of the business, and he was sharing a hotel room with that business colleague of his. But what he did have, though, was a clear goal and a clear vision as to what success would look like. He could see it, he could visualize it, he could imagine it. And it was that clear goal and that clear vision that energized him and his team, got him out of bed every morning, and helped him build Starbucks to the amazing business that it is today. Out of curiosity, does anyone have any idea how many Starbucks units there are in the globe right now? And that is probably the best answer. It's well over 45,000 at this stage, Starbucks units. Now, the point though is that some people say actually there's too many Starbucks, okay? Actually, the Onion newspaper ran a headline of months back that said, next Starbucks unit to open in restroom of Starbucks unit. But the point there is that Howard Schultz had a clear idea of what success would look like. He could see it, he could visualize it, and that's I think what energized him. Here's the question for you. I'm going to talk about goals, attitude, and behavior. I'll just reference one macro goal that you can think about, and then we'll come to ways you can actually make it happen. The macro goal is, do you have a clear goal and vision as to what success looks like? Now, I know a lot of you are very successful, and you have run business for long periods of time. But the way I try to address this question is, what do you want to be famous for? Within your community, within the community that you serve, the people that you're likely to serve over the next 15, 20 years, what do you want people to say about you and your business when they're talking about you? And that's the overarching kind of goal and vision. What do I want to be famous for? Now, if I was to, I'm not going to put anyone on the spot, but if I would ask you the question, what do you want to be famous for? Many of you might be able to come up with good answers immediately. Right. If I was to go to your staff and employees and ask them, what does this business want to be famous for? Would they give the same answer? That's something for you to decide and to know. But I think if you want to be famous for something, you've got to make sure that everyone in that team is actually working towards making it happen. So I think a good exercise for you when you, before we finish this, or when you go back to your own facility, is think about what you want to be famous for. Maybe put that question out to your team and your colleagues as well, and see whether or not they are actually coming up with the same kind of answer and thoughts that you are coming up with. Because if they're coming up with something different, it's going to be quite difficult for you to make it happen. So that's the macro goal. Now let's look at some micro goals that will help you to create an even better funeral experience, and that will help you to create an even better employee engagement and atmosphere as well. And I'm going to provide you now with 5 micro goals, chaps, that will help each of you to create that better experience. And I know that some of the women here in the room are saying, why is he all referring to us as chaps here? Okay? So we can go with chapesses if we want to. But the reason why I'm going referencing chaps here is because the 5 micro goals I'm going to give you actually spell the acronym CHAPS. And it's an easy one for you to remember. Let's look at these micro goals that will help you to become famous for what you want to be famous for.
So, Dr. John, tell me, what do you think so far?
I think it's wonderful, Conor, and I'm glad you're here. You've managed to keep everybody coming back. They'll all be back after lunch. We've learned a whole pile of stuff. You asked us for one thing that we're learned. I've got a whole page of them.
Excellent. Excellent.